TSM Radio is on the air. Yes, we are not live, but back by unpopular demand. TSM Radio is back, and we are at it again. I mean, we had such a successful 20th anniversary broadcast that we just couldn't stay away. I am Stu Stone, the host of TSM Radio, along with the man in the driver's seat, the real man behind all of the Michigas, Cable Guy Jeff, returning once again. Hey. Cable Guy Jeff, how are you, Jeff?
Hey, Stu.
And once again,
welcome back.
Thank you very much. And once again, we have the most handsome man in TSM land, Nick Choo Choo Carpenter.
No.
Choo Choo.
No. You've had more handsome people on the show.
Arguably.
I bet you, if you check the archives, I bet you could find one.
I will say, though, that it is pretty remarkable, to say the very least, that we are doing this again. I didn't know what would happen when we got together to celebrate our 20th anniversary of this podcast, and it went so well. For me personally, I loved it so much. I was like, how do we not do this again? How do we not do this again and again and again? So I think that's sort of the plan, right? We're going to just see how it goes.
Because no one asked for it. So it's
exactly.
So it's like, what do you do if no one asks for it? You just do it anyway.
You do it anyway, exactly. Yeah. Backed by unpopular demand.
Yeah.
Let's, just cut to the chase here. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Cable Guy Jeff.
Yes.
The elephant in the room is wearing a Las Vegas t-shirt.
I am.
Price tag still on it.
Oh, shit.
$9.99. You can leave that on there. It's like back in the day, Nick, you used to leave tags on your...
They still do that.
Like Belle Biv DeVoe used to have the...
Generally not on my shirts.
More of a hat thing, right?
Hat thing, yeah. Generally not on the
now, was that a BOGO $9.99 or that was a $9.99?
It was just a $9.99.
So tell us, you went to Vegas?
Yeah, hold on. May I just guess?
Go for it.
With the sudden resurgence of the podcast medium and the success of the TSM Radio 20th anniversary, the monetization dollars from the last episode came rolling into, quote, Limp Bizkit. And you took the monetization money and you went straight to Vegas and put it all on the roulette wheel.
No, that's not.
So what happened? Is there a story behind this shirt?
Well, no, the shirt I just happened to be I got this at Walgreens.
Oh, that's a Walgreens shirt.
This is a Walgreens shirt.
Was the Walgreens in Las Vegas, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was actually right down the street from the hotel that we were staying at.
Oh, you went on a Vegas vacation for real?
Yeah, we were there for the weekend, yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, we were there for family reasons. Unfortunately, my wife's aunt, or great aunt, is dying.
Oh, that's
so
not good.
family showed up, and so we made the trek over there to visit as well.
Well, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That you went to go visit. Not sweet that your aunt is not well.
Right.
But
we did stay. I did get a suite for the kids because the kids came, and I wanted it to be fun for them as well. So I did get a suite.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Like one with a bowling alley and a pool and all
No,
that
but it had a kitchen and a living room, a dining room, and then the two bedrooms,
so like
two bathrooms.
Embassy suite type thing.
No,
that's a nice.
Actually, it's an AI type hotel. It's the Autonomous Hotel is the name of the hotel.
I've stayed at an autonomous hotel before.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Denver. They have no front desk. You just check in. Everything's on your phone.
Yeah.
There's no staff.
No maids?
I don't think so.
No, if you want maid service, you have to pay extra for that.
So it's like the future is interesting. The dystopian future is interesting.
Sounds great. You have no help, no employees, no maid.
Now, do you save money due to the fact that there's no staff? Do they pass the savings down to you, the non-autonomous
Well, there
customer?
was no resort fee, and it was actually a pretty good rates. But and they had a pool.
Fee.
Well, I hate that resort fee.
Yeah, the resort fee is...
that's how they get you.
I don't know if it's worth not having anybody in the hotel at all to help you with anything, but yeah, we all hate resort fees, don't we?
Have you ever taken a ride in one of those, what is the word, autonomous?
Autonomous taxis.
Have you taken an autonomous car before, like Wayfair?
Waymo?
Have you been in one of those Waymos?
I refuse to get in it.
Really?
I'm very anti-AI.
That's interesting to me. You're anti-AI.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I think it's stripping us of our humanity.
This early in the game, you're making that call.
Stealing our humanity from us, and then leaving us with nothing but the scraps.
You think so?
I think it should be boycotted.
Are you being facetious or
no,
are you
I'm
legit?
being serious. We don't need it.
How do you suppose that they're going to do? I think the genie's out of the bottle already. Isn't it too late?
Yeah, it is. It is probably too late. But I mean, you have very, credible people involved in it that are calling it like, they're saying things like, oh, 20% chance it's an extinction level event, like stuff like that. I mean, even Elon Musk has been very critical of it, even though he's in the business. He's been saying negative things about it since like 10, 15 years ago.
Do you use it? So you don't use AI at all?
Very little.
So for the people that don't know what AI is, no, for people who don't know what the autonomous vehicle is,
Yeah.
they have these cars. Specifically, I've seen them in Arizona. I don't know if they might be elsewhere, but in Arizona, a lot of the Ubers, or you order a Lyft, a car comes and picks you up. There's nobody driving the car. It is crazy. I've ridden in one, and it was kind of scary.
There's no driver's seat.
There's
It's
nothing.
It's just the
no. There's a driver's seat.
Oh, the autonomous one that I saw it's basically just like it opens up and there's the seats face each other. There's no driver.
See, I never saw that.
There's a whole. They're all over
yeah.
Vegas.
That's some like Fifth Element shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones look more like a giant golf cart, though, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I never rode one of those. Now, do you use AI?
I do.
What do you use it for?
Various things, just solving some problems that I can't figure out.
For example,
I wasn't aware there was a problem you couldn't figure out. Wow.
Yeah, there's some problems, some tech issues that I can't figure out.
give us an example.
Oh, I don't know, things with the phone or things with a computer.
Like a specific example.
Why
don't you do you have it? You can open up and we can see the last thing that you asked it for?
Well, it was directions on how to get home from Vegas.
You don't just use regular maps for that?
I do. It helps out because we left pretty early to
Yeah,
get
let's talk about that for a second, because Jeff may have set a record here. He was in Las Vegas, as far as I know, today,
home. I was.
and was home before 10 a.m.
What time did you leave? Crack it on?
We left at 6.
Wow.
Whose idea was that?
Mine. And AI.
That's such a dad move. We got to be in the car by 6 a.m., kids. And then, like,
But we saved
loading them up.
hours, though. We saved
We'll
hours.
save
Family
hours.
happy that you were leaving at 6?
The kid, oh, yeah, they didn't care. They wanted to get home.
They did. They had enough.
Well, they didn't have enough. They're just tired, and they wanted to get their TVs, their beds.
What
their
did you
stuff.
do in Vegas?
We
Like,
drove
other than
around.
obviously visited the family?
We drove up and down the strip. The kids got to see that. Lots of eating. We went to a few restaurants. Then we visited with family. We went to IKEA. It was by the aunt's house, so we visited IKEA.
And what'd you see there?
We got Everly wanted some plushies, so we got some.
That's what they sell them at IKEA?
Oh yeah, they sell a whole bunch of them.
Really?
It's a whole room just.
Are we learning something right now? Like IKEA plushies are a thing?
Oh yeah, we got
Go
tons.
after the show.
Yeah, I had
And
no
then we got
idea.
some bags. You know those blue bags, the famous IKEA bags. Yeah,
Those are very famous.
yeah, we got some new ones.
I can tell you that, like, last time we were here gathered together, we were talking about AI, and I was talking about ChatGPT specifically, and how, like, there was guys that were on my crew that talking to ChatGPT about every single move. Now, since then, I have started using a little bit of ChatGPT myself.
I wouldn't want to see your history.
No, my history is quite interesting.
What are you
So
using it
what
for?
I've started doing is, I don't know if you guys know this, but obviously, you don't get into this great shape that I'm in by accident.
Oh, okay.
You put in work.
Yeah.
So
Clearly you have.
yeah, clearly, I started about maybe a month ago, just after we started recording. First, I just started logging my workouts. I would just put in what workout I did, and just to have somebody other than me keeping kind of tabs on
By
it.
workout, he means logging what time of day he took his shot.
Yeah. I'm not on Ozempic, but no disrespect if you are, Nick,
I'd like
because
to
you
see-
do look
I'd
great.
like to see the logs on that.
I see. You
wanna
have
see-
definitely
you wanna see
trimmed
my
down.
logs?
You have.
I don't have any logs.
Cable's got logs in his bathroom.
Yeah.
Hold on a
Just
minute.
cut soda. You're good.
I did do that. I want to show Cable my log, so you can see, that I'm not BSing.
Yeah, let's take a look
here,
at these logs.
yeah, here we can pass this around. So since March 15th, which is about a month or two ago, depending on when you're watching this, maybe even more, you could scroll. Like, those are. So I take that, I write in my notes like the workout that I do, and then I put it into ChatGPT. Right? These are pretty extensive workouts that I'm doing.
100 knee lifts with claps.
Do you know what that is?
I would imagine
It's
you
like-
lift your knee and clap under your
I know.
knee.
I only did that the one time.
Yeah, that looks...
Because I saw that on Instagram.
don't
Like,
think
my
I could do-
algorithm is now like sends like
Oh.
some people's algorithm sends them like political stuff to rile them up, or they send things to sort of whatever
Dude,
the phone's listening
yeah,
to them.
You don't want to see my algorithm.
My algorithm is like wrestling and like workout tips.
My algorithm.
And baseball cards.
My algorithm would make the Pope weep. It's like you don't want to see it.
And then I have, so then like about 3 weeks ago, I started logging my food intake.
Yeah.
So I just, every time I eat something, I just like put it in.
Oh.
And then I can ask
Kerns.
And then I can ask it. I can ask ChatGPT like questions like, what do you think I look like just based on what you know about me? It's remarkable how accurate it was. It was like, you are, you know, you wear like athletic wear. You have a short haircut. You wear practical fashion. Like that's the kind of things that it said about me just based on like what it knows about me.
But it knows who you are though, because it probably looked up pictures of you and
how?
Because
the internet
knows who you are.
But I never told it who I was.
It knows.
You never said your name.
No. Well, I said Stu.
Yeah. Well, so
a Stu.
So it goes and looks up every Stu in the history of planet Earth, and it narrows it down to basically you.
You think that's the case?
I know that's the case. It knows.
Oh, so it already knows who it's talking to. So when I write things to ChatGPT like, "Is Stu Stone a good actor?" It knows it's me asking.
Ask it. Let's see what it says.
Well, I only have the free version on here. Maybe you should ask.
I'm gonna ask Rock.
Ask Rock if TSM Radio is one of the first original podcasts.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Is Stu Stone a good actor?
Okay, yeah. Ask Rock. Is it gonna speak back to you?
No, but I can read
You can't put voice on?
I don't think so.
You don't have the paid version?
I don't want to give Twitter the access to my microphone. That's probably why.
Did you say he's a good actor?
We're gonna find out. A good.
For those just joining us, Nick Carpenter is asking Grok if Stu Stone is a good actor. Cable's going to ask ChatGPT the same question. Wow, hold on a minute.
Yes.
This breaking news, Grok says what?
This is.
What does it say?
This is definitely.
Oh, wow.
They need to retool this because.
What does it say?
You go first.
Yes, Stu Stone, full name Stuart Stone. Sure about that? Is a solid, competent actor, especially in supporting roles, voiceover work, and indie comedy horror projects. But he's not a great or standout leading actor. Standout leading man talent in a traditional sense. He's more of a reliable utility player who's been working steadily since he was a literal toddler.
That's true.
Here's an honest breakdown. Strengths. He's been acting professionally since age 2, commercials, TV, film. That kind of longevity and early start usually means he's technically capable and professional on set. I would say
fair.
That's fair.
That's a fair assessment.
I've never been on set with you where you were unprofessional.
Of course.
Yeah. Voice acting is arguably his strongest suit. He voiced Ralphie on the Magic School Bus.
True.
For years, plus other animated roles. Voice work requires good timing,
Does.
character distinction, and energy. He clearly delivered there.
There you go.
He had a memorable but small noticeable role as Ronald Fisher in the cult classic Donnie Darko.
Donald Darko is the formal way.
He holds his own in that ensemble without embarrassing himself alongside bigger names. So you didn't embarrass yourself.
Thank God. Thanks, Grok.
Donnie Darko, not embarrassing.
Not embarrassing.
Yeah. Would you like me to go on? Or
no, I think we've heard enough.
Yeah.
What did you use?
That's Grok.
Ask.
This is Grok. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a new one called Claude as well.
Yeah.
You could ask Claude if you like.
Let me read the closing. They make a very good point here.
Okay.
In closing.
Sure.
He's good at what he does, especially character voice, comedic, supporting work, and genre stuff. And he's clearly passionate art working. But here's the reality. You won't mistake him for Daniel Day-Lewis. No, you certainly wouldn't.
I would hope not.
Yeah.
If someone came up to me and were like, Daniel Day, I'd be like, oh, I get that all the time. It's just me, Stu.
Yeah. That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
AI. And so AI is right about that.
Yes.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I'm blushing.
So
That's really
well,
it says the same. Pretty much the
while
same
you're
thing.
no Daniel Day, you're a serviceable actor.
What does it say on?
Pretty much the same thing. It mentions Bentley Raccoon.
Oh, the raccoons. Great.
Yeah, he took over this role late in the series and maintained the character's heart, providing his ability to step into established worlds seamlessly.
A seamless transition into the raccoons universe.
I love the summary. That goes. Is he good? Was the question, right?
Yeah.
Yes. He is a professional who has stayed active in the industry since he was a toddler, appearing in Heavenly Bodies, age 2. While he might not have an Oscar on his shelf, his longevity and the fact that he is still a go-to for both voice work and independent directing, The Haunted House on Kirby Road and Bandits, suggests a high level of technical skill and industry respect.
I mean, how can you hate on AI?
Yeah.
Like the intelligence part is clearly there.
I just think what it's not telling you, and it's the darker side of AI, is that actors like you, your type of actor, is like very easily going to be replaced with AI.
You think so?
Yeah.
So you think the future Stu Stones of the world will really just be AI?
They'll just
a couple prompts.
Yeah. Just blip, blip, blip,
like
blip.
short guy,
Then,
glasses, shaved head.
They keep paying Timothy Chalamet to actually be in the movie, but all the other guys around him just like, just a little bit of description, and then he makes
a couple prompts, call it a day.
Yeah, it's like you, but like without any flaws.
That makes. I had another topic on the agenda. By the way, if you're wondering, there will be a special guest other than us, of course.
Yeah.
There will be a surprise guest joining us a little bit later on in the broadcast. Someone who is from TSM Radio's storied past, a legend, a Hall of Famer, an icon, who will be joining us, sitting right here in this chair shortly. So you definitely do not want to miss that.
Don't go anywhere.
But before we get into our next topics, we should take a little breather.
Sure.
And we should come back with more TSM Radio right after this. There's no blueprint for podcasts at this point. Like, we're writing it as we go. Now we had, on iTunes, our first, it was like TSM Radio with guest Dennis Haskins.
On the number one podcast.
Number one, yes.
There you go.
Right, number one.
And I would say that, we were probably ahead of the curve by several miles.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yes. Thank you.
Who here would like to have an experience?
That's the ghost bus?
Tur.
I'm Stu. This is my brother-in-law,
I can do
Adam.
that intro. My name is Adam. We're going to prove to the world that ghosts are real.
We're going to need a miracle.
You're gonna have to go somewhere horrible.
Where's that?
Winnipeg is actually known as the murder capital of Canada. There's got to be a ton of ghosts.
So I sent out a group text to all of our friends to see if anybody would come to Winnipeg and help us make history. Do you believe in ghosts?
I do not.
I have the SLS camera.
That's pretty cool.
I'm a medium who can speak with animals as well as people. There's a lot of energy in this room because they want you to notice them. It's like, I'm over here.
You've heard of snakes on a plane? We were looking for ghosts on a boat.
Ah, I see what you did there.
We'd like to talk to any spirits here who would like to communicate with us.
I feel like we're getting closer. We're making this movie. How's it going to end?
You're going to be very successful.
Call me a skeptic.
You're a skeptic.
We got this fancy new thermal camera. Hey! Ah! Sorry!
I'm going to just put some cat balls around.
That one's going off.
Can you make the ball light again?
Dude, there's no ghosts.
There's no ghosts.
What, you were expecting to find ghosts?
Yes.
Well, good luck. We'll make a haunted house. We'll bring people into the haunted house.
I'm finding it hard to breathe.
Okay, bro? The haunting is about to begin.
Showtime.
If this was a scripted movie, then something crazy would happen right now. We are back. TSM Radio on the air, not live. Back by unpopular demand. Stu Stone here along with CableguyJeff, Nick Carpenter. Shortly we will be joined by a very surprise guest, a Hall of Famer, if you will. Someone who has... If you will. Somebody who has come up through the ranks to really become a timeless fixture of the TSM hashtag Stuniverse.
I tell you, I look
very excited to have that
I
person.
look forward to seeing him.
Yes, me as well.
Yeah,
I as well.
I haven't seen this man in over a decade.
Really?
I don't think so.
Well, then it's going to be very exciting for you guys to catch up.
It
I
will
know, just a little spoiler, a clue, an Easter egg. In previous years of TSM TV and TSM Radio content, off the top of my head, I can think of a moment where you and this gentleman and myself cracked packs of baseball cards live on the internet years before people were doing breaks on the internet and opening packs of cards. And look, we were doing that.
That's really popular.
Almost
again.
20 years ago, we were doing that.
There's guys I work with that are like in their 40s that are doing pack
Yeah.
breaks.
And we were doing that with this guy.
Yeah.
Am I right about
Yeah,
that?
you're 100% right.
100% right. Okay. Well, during the break, what you guys don't get to see when we're, cutting to the Cable Guy Jeff commercials, Nick was complimenting me on my physique. I was complimenting him on his, both accusing each other of getting needles in the tummy.
Yeah, you can check my tummy for scarring.
Not that, and Cable, who's also in great shape, possible candidate as well.
We haven't even addressed that.
Yeah. Au natural over here.
Yeah.
I want to tell you, though, I do, like, when I go, I guess exercise is part of my life now, where it really wasn't for the first.
No, it was smoking and corn syrup was part of your life.
So I've, like, graduated to become, to lead a healthier lifestyle, which, by the way, if I can do it, then you could do it. Believe me. Like, honestly, like, these two guys are two of my closest, oldest friends on this planet. And if I'm telling you that I could change from corn syrup and a unhealthy lifestyle so easily, then you could easily do it. Am I right in saying that?
I just remember you playing. We would play hockey together. Very important leagues. In the LA area.
We won championships.
We had great sponsors, Illadelph Glass.
Yes.
Reality Kings.
Sure.
And
Save fans.
And I just remember you, on the bench, shaking, sweating, just because you needed that cigarette so bad between periods.
You don't have to live like that.
Sneaking a little cig.
You do not have to live like that, folks. You can change your life. I did. And so other than going to the gymnasium, other than doing push-ups and pull-ups and various working sort of whatever I can figure out using ChatGPT, aside from cutting out sugary drinks, which, again, I was known for that. I was famous as the guy that brought his own Snapple to dinner party. Devin Sawa, whose name seems to always come up around here, once almost threw me out of a dinner party for showing up with my own Snapple. Embarrassed that I would even have it with me. And nowadays...
You should have been thrown out.
It's not an issue. I've changed that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. One thing that I have done differently is, when I'm here in TSM land, I don't have a gym membership here. So I rely on I go on walks. And the weather in Los Angeles is beautiful. You could just go for a walk, throw on the old Hokas, go for a stroll.
My wife and I go for walks every night.
You do?
Yeah, it's a very important thing to do, as a couple.
Yeah.
Or by yourself.
I think it's great.
Talk about your day.
Yeah. So what I do is, since I don't have a couple, I go on a walk. I'll put in the earbuds and I could just do my business calls even from that walk. And by the time I'm yapping and going over various business dealings and...
I don't recommend that. I would actually keep it more calm and peaceful.
I guess it doesn't matter whatever works for you, but I'm saying you can be productive in that time.
You could.
Whether it's catching up with your loved one on your day. Cable, do you go for strolls with your loved one?
His neighborhood's not safe enough to do that.
No.
No walks.
No walks.
Well, don't take for granted the ability to go out into God's country and just soak it in. My point is, when I go out on a walk, today I was riding and I saw a guy walking and he was wearing a professional sort of cyclist shirt and a whole gimmick. And I was like...
But he was walking?
Yes. And I was like, I'm so glad that I don't look like that guy. I'm more of a casual walker where we wearing just... casual wear.
You could wear jeans on a walk.
You could. I don't, but you could.
Yeah, you could.
And I was thinking that, the way that I look at that guy, he clearly was a walker. He was a guy that was I'm exercising. Whereas, I'm a guy that looks like I'm more going for a stroll.
Was he sponsored for walking?
It looked like he had, various sort of, Illadelph here and safe
like
hands
a speed walker?
No.
Just like a regular
walker.
Just
a regular walker, but in one of those, dry fit kind of shirts.
Oh.
Do you wear those?
No, not when I'm walking.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
those,
I might.
They're like a spandexy kind of shirt.
I may wear one of those if I bump it up to running.
Yeah.
But if I keep it on walking,
yeah,
I go cotton.
My point was, I think that when people see me walking, they might think I'm like an Amazon package thief. You know, like one of those.
Is your hood on?
Yeah, like I'm walking around and I'm just like going for a walk, and sometimes I'm talking. Maybe it looks like I'm talking to myself because I got the earbuds in, and they probably look at me and they think I'm an Amazon package thief.
They might.
They might.
I mean, there's a lot of that going on.
There really is.
So.
Do you order Amazon a lot?
Here and there.
Cable, you probably are an Amazon family.
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah, we get packages almost
And
every day.
has any package ever gotten stolen?
Well, they've been delivered to the wrong place, either across or to another apartment.
But you always manage to retrieve.
Yeah, they take those pictures, so it helps.
What type of stuff are you ordering from Amazon?
Oh, it could be
Not
anything.
stuff that anyone would want to steal.
No, it could be. I mean, I've
Yeah.
gotten a few things here. We just got a watch for Riley, so
Okay.
yeah.
What kind of watch are we talking about?
Apple Watch.
Really?
Yeah. Well, all the stuff that's been happening with them, we thought it'd be good for him to have that for his heart and everything.
And folks, if you're out there wondering, Riley, great kid, overcome a lot of adversity. But thanks to the monetization of TSM Radio, he is now a proud owner of an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
So keep those clicks coming on
Thank you
YouTube,
guys. Thank you.
because the YouTube bucks are rolling in.
Yeah.
Keep firing off those DMs to me saying, do another episode. I haven't got one yet, actually. But if you want to send me a DM saying, like, I like the episode, do another one, I'll read it.
You'll just leave it unread.
I'll read it.
Will you reply to it?
Depends who it's from.
Interesting.
Might double click and hit.
Here's
thumbs
something,
up.
last thing that I want to say before we take our final break and bring on our guest. Well, it's not our final break, but our final break before we bring on our guest. You mentioned that ChatGPT said that nobody would ever mistake me for Daniel Day-Lewis, right?
Don't tell me it happened.
It didn't happen.
Okay.
But that is funny, like the celebrity doppelganger thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to talk about that for 1 second. There are what's a celebrity people say you guys look like?
For me, it's always been Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can look right into your camera there.
For me, it's always been Colin Farrell.
And do you think you do?
A little bit. You know.
Do you think he looks like Colin Farrell?
That's what I'd go with on the list, yeah.
Yeah,
It's not a stretch.
he says it's not a stretch.
There's worse people to be called, to be told you look like. You know,
Yeah.
They could say I look like,
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis in Phantom Thread.
Yes. What about you, Jeff? What celebrity do you look like?
Recently, I've been hearing who's that? There's a Dodger. I don't know his name. It was the
Freddie Freeman?
Yes, Freeman.
Freddie Freeman?
I've been getting Freemans.
I'll be damned.
Does he look like Freddie Freeman?
I actually kind of see it.
Bigger stretch.
I kind of see it.
With the goatee.
You do look like a baseball player, though.
Or like a third base coach?
Third base coach. There
First
you go.
base coach?
Yeah, like a retired
Bullpen coach?
Yeah, maybe head groundskeeper.
People say you look like Freddie Freeman?
I've heard it a few times. Yeah.
A few times?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out
Who's
which
yours?
camera I want to give my shotgun onto.
Who's yours?
People say that I look like the guy that created Lost. Do you know who that is?
Okay.
Was it J.J. Abrams?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's like a producer guy.
Okay, in front of the camera, please.
Hold on, I want to...
Oh, the line producer.
No,
on
it's
Lost.
not the line producer. It's like
Yeah.
a famous guy. Hold on.
Damon Lindelof.
Say that name again.
Damon Lindelof.
Damon Lindelof.
Damon.
Oh,
Lindelof. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Damon Lindelof.
Do you know? Well, he knew who it was.
Well, he's in.
I googled it, sir.
He Googled it. We need to get a mic back
I
there.
was about to say,
Here's a
he's a
picture
mic.
of the guy, okay? And you tell me.
Okay, it's a little glary. They'll just like change the angle. That's good. He looks more like he has progeria or something.
Yeah, I see it.
I've heard David Cross.
I'm never gonna work
yeah.
in this town again. Hey,
David
you
Cross?
do look like David Cross.
Is that a good thing?
He's funny.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at David Cross and see if I look like him.
Yeah.
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 But here's the kicker. Well, maybe a younger David Cross.
Yeah. I don't want to like. This is not like a brag or anything, but I have been mistaken for Johnny Depp too.
That I can't see.
No.
No.
Yeah, it happens quite often.
Here's the point. I was at I took a long path to get to this point, but I was at a Starbucks recently.
Yeah.
Very recently. and there was a guy. I turned around, and I saw like a guy who is probably 60-something years old, 65 we'll say for the sake of this story. He's wearing Jordan 1s, tracksuit, like a Nike Air thing, glasses, kind of has like some like not great posture, and like short hair, kind of like shaky hands. And I'm like, that's like future Stu from a time machine that came back in time to like warn me about something. Like I literally thought I was staring at my future self.
Was there something wrong with him?
We didn't engage because I didn't want to break the space-time continuum, so I didn't want to like bump into him. But I definitely felt like, have you ever felt like you had seen your future self? Because I really, and I'm not just trying to get like clickbait out of this, really happened to me. This guy was like future Stu who was sent from the future to like warn me about coming here and recording this podcast.
What was the lesson though?
There was no lesson because I didn't want to encounter him because I know the rules from being in films like Donald Darko.
You don't interact
that you don't want to interact with future self because then you can cause a ripple and then the space time continuum.
Well, it was
all
okay
of
in
that.
Bill and Ted. You just have to wind your watch.
Right.
I can't recall a time where I saw an older version of myself.
That's good.
I just can't.
Okay, well,
I guess sometimes I have an older brother, and he's older than me, so he looks a little older than me, right? So
so sometimes you look at him and you see
sometimes
yourself.
I look at him and I see myself, and I go, "Oh God," like I might.
Here, pull up a picture of your brother.
That's what I'm gonna look like with gray hair.
Pull up a picture of your brother, and Jeff has a brother as well. Pull up a picture of your brother. I'd like to see if you guys look like your brothers. This is interactive, folks. And if you have a phone at home and you want to take a picture of your brother,
let's see if I can.
Let's see if you look like your brother.
Let's see if I can find a picture of my brother where he's not on ketamine here. Let's see.
TSM Radio.
Like recent
20th anniversary year. This is the second episode, we'll call it, of the second run, the reboot, if you will. And while these guys are looking up pictures of their significant family members, I'll remind you that for future episodes, if you'd like to participate, including later on today, you can send an email to tsmradiojeff@gmail.com and be a part. There you go. There's future Nick. So there's your camera right there. And does that look like you?
It looks like me with gray hair.
So how do you keep your hair not gray? How come you have no gray?
I don't know. What could it be?
Do you use some sort of supplement?
I don't know. It's just I can't. I don't know.
You don't know if you use a supplement?
I don't know.
Do you use a special shampoo?
I don't know what my hairdresser does up there. I just know that I don't have.
Do you
gray
put
hair.
Does your hairdresser put tinfoil in your hair? No.
He does have a paintbrush.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Well, it
And
looks really good.
There is like a sloppy brown goo.
There is.
Yeah.
Because it does look natural.
I don't know how to explain it. I just sit there.
It does look good. You do have you've always had good hair.
You want to see?
Yeah, it looks good. You're gonna look good.
Shout out to Matt.
He might be on ketamine here though. I can't really. He's got sunglasses on, so I can't really tell.
Microdosing, of course.
Yeah.
Jeff, you have a brother as well. Oh my God. Holy S.
I don't think I've ever seen a picture of your brother. Wait, he's got to be quite a bit
Show
older
that.
than
Show
you.
that.
He's 9 years older than me.
Yeah.
Does the camera see that? What's your brother's
Well, we're
name?
gonna put
What's your brother's name?
Brian.
Brian? Cable guy Brian?
Yeah.
Now, if you were to grow your goatee like his, you would maybe look like him.
Oh yeah, he used to have it pretty long. He used to
Wow.
down here.
Well, the person that's going to be joining us as a very special guest at one point, maybe currently, also has a long beard. So hopefully they still have it. They are a magical being with a crazy, crazy story to share with us, a musical genius and a TSM Radio Hall of Famer.
Icon.
We will be joined by our very special guest right after this.
Twas the night before Christmas. So what do? Get together with friends? Perhaps have an eggnog or two? Enjoy while you can, whatever you choose. Because on this holy night, all hell will break loose.
Seems like something's gonna go wrong here. $25,000? Here we come.
And then we get the Lambos?
Then we get those Lambos. How do you even know the money's here?
Where's the money, sir? They keep it in the money room in the back. Officer, I love your mustache. Oh, shoot.
I gotta touch it.
Okay!
Duck!
What a bunch of sweet people.
We are back. TSM Radio back by unpopular demand. Not live. I am Stu Stone. That's CableguyJeff. That's Nick Carpenter. And our special surprise guest, who is a TSM Radio SNS Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
The man from the top of the mountain.
First ballot Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most talented member of the TSM Radio universe in this room right now. And you can ask Grok about that.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Grok can compare me in this, gentlemen. Please welcome all the way from Bethlehem, the artist formerly known as Jesus. Please welcome the man who is now professionally and spiritually known as Maverick. Eric Coombs.
My heavens.
My heavens.
My heavens.
He is back.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, they're still my heavens. We're flying high in the friendly skies with Maverick. Stu, it's so good to be here. Thank you so much.
You know what? Put it there, man. We're celebrating 20 years of TSM Radio this year. And I could not have thought of somebody who's a more appropriate person than a Hall of Famer such as yourself. We're talking about the early days of podcasting, the early days of doing what is such a common thing right now. It was not a common thing back when we were doing it, but you were one of the very first people to go all in with us on this journey.
That is correct. I remember walking into the studio and seeing you do that and had no idea what that was, and you just called it podcasting, and it was remarkable. And just recording ourselves, hanging out, talking, and who knew everybody wanted to see that?
And you would preside over all the award shows. You would bless the crew.
Yes.
You would give proclamations on world events.
Yeah.
And you would really weigh in. Now, for people who don't know what we're talking about, obviously you might know Maverick here, not only as a TSM Radio Hall of Famer, but as the a founder, a somewhat of a frontman, the bass player of the supergroup Lettuce, who we absolutely love.
Lechuga.
They have a new album out.
Yeah, we do. It's called Cook. And it's really nice. We have a couple other things. We have 2 albums out. There's one with the symphony, Lettuce with the Colorado Symphony, which you can see on like a Delta flight or a long international flight is a film.
You go on those.
I do. I will look for it.
Yeah, you should.
I will look for it at my next long international flight.
And we should shout out,
Please.
First of all, for people who love music, if you don't know Lettuce, you're sleeping. One of the most talented group of people that you could possibly... And I'm telling you, I know that I always talk behind the scenes about Toto being such a great band because they're all such great musicians.
Yes. Toto's incredible.
Lettuce is that.
Oh.
I mean, we're talking about, can we name drop? Can you?
I was going to say, we have the great drummer, Adam Deitch.
One of the greatest drummers on earth, maybe the best drummer on earth.
And one of the nicest people.
I love Adam.
He's just awesome, and he's really doing a great thing to... the drummers all talk, and so they're like a community of drummers that are all in touch with each other. There's Styx, who plays for Justin Bieber, and we're all friends with all the great musicians, and we keep in touch.
But Adam is honestly has his own pocket. He is the king of he's the king of the skins.
Yeah, everybody loves Deitch the way he plays, so it's really nice.
So you got Adam.
Then you have Adam Smirnoff on guitar, who's just an amazing... The three of us lay down this rhythm that just makes everybody start dancing between... A lot of guitar players take solos all day. Schmeen's, a.k.a. Adam Smirnoff, is a great soloist, but he's playing rhythm pocket that's the bass, drums, and guitar.
And he's a great guy. Schmeens is literally one of the nicest guys you could possibly meet, and so talented. And then you have your own brass section.
Yes, we have Ryan Zoidis, the great saxophone player, and
man.
Eric Benny Bloom,
Benny
one of the
Bloom.
greatest. He'll tell you so himself on
One
the
of the great
trumpet.
trumpet players
Yeah.
of our generation.
Yeah.
Hilarious. And then, of course, he's a hilarious guy.
Very funny.
And also, he's like if Joe Pesci played the trumpet.
What kind of entertaining?
Exactly.
Does he not play the trumpet?
Joe Pesci might.
Oh, he may.
But
he's not as good as Benny, that's
no,
for sure.
he's
No,
no
definitely
Benny.
not.
And then, of course, Nigel.
Nigel Hall, whose voice and keyboard playing is just like a blessing to earth. And every time anyone hears it, they feel better in their body. And so Nigel Hall is just an incredible person and one of my best friends and great
of course,
voice.
you have Maverick on the bass, and together they create the beauty that is Lettuce. If Lettuce is playing a festival, a club, a jazz festival, a funk festival, anything.
Thank you, Stu.
A retreat. If they're playing, you should go. It's just go. Don't ask questions. Just go. And you've been playing with. I saw Lettuce many times over the last year. I keep running into you.
In Canada too.
In Canada, we were together. In Denver, you guys did those shows at the studio. I got to be there at the House of Lettuce.
The House of Let.
House
yeah.
of Let. I was at all like 4 shows in 2
That
days
was so
there.
cool that you happened to be there. That was just awesome.
So
Those were small intimate shows.
Unbelievable. Here's a funny story. When we were in Toronto.
Yep.
I brought a friend to come see Lettuce play, and he's like, "These guys are good, but these guys are Berkeley guys. They play like Berkeley guys. It's just like guys who go to Berkeley. This is Berkeley.
Like Berkeley School of Music.
Yes." And then I go to him after, and I'm like, "Oh, I had a buddy come, and he was like, kept saying the whole time, like, oh, these guys sound like Berkeley guys." And what did he tell me? Where did you guys go to school?
We went to Berkeley.
The guy knew.
My sister went to Berkeley.
What does that mean if someone says like they're Berkeley guys? Is that an insult? Or
I
is that
think
a
it's a
compliment?
diss. Yeah, I think
It's
that's
a diss.
I think it's a slightly.
I think it's a jealousy kind of thing.
I don't know. Just as I was hearing you say that, I was wondering: is this a diss or is that a compliment?
No, I think it's a compliment, like saying that you guys are like the skill
Well,
level.
I'll tell you one thing, Stu, that I've learned actually in the last week.
Oh.
Of all my years being alive, they always say don't listen too much to the criticism or the praise. So, as an artist, you're like, yeah, don't listen to the criticism. But the praise, like, give me all of that, right? But like, now I realize you can be praised into action. And I've been looking at this thing called the looking glass self.
Sure.
Which is, how you perceive other people perceive you. And then that's changing your actions. And I thought, it's really important to not listen to the praise or the criticism. So whether he liked it or he was trying to get above us somehow with this compliment.
He's no longer a friend of mine.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Sorry, hey.
We love you, dude.
You know who you are. No.
I mean, how do you criticize Lettuce?
No, you don't.
Like,
I don't think it was a criticism.
It might not be.
I think he was just saying because like there is a bit like when you see Lettuce, you experience musicianship on another level. Like where you're like, oh my god, like they're doing these like crazy time signatures and starts and stops, and it's so tight
right. It is
that
tight.
like you would have to be like, how do they do this? Oh, they must have gone to Berkeley.
Yeah.
Well, it might not be your type of music, but it's undeniably sick. Like,
oh, it's the best. And Adam Rodness, my business partner, absolutely loves it. He's a big Lettuce fan.
Great.
So there is a Berkeley story. You guys met in Berkeley.
Yeah.
There was other sort of famous musicians in your class.
Oh yeah.
School.
John Mayer was in the class.
Here, tell the camera about your Berkeley experience.
Mr. Mayer was in my songwriting class.
John Mayer was in your class.
Yeah, with John Aldrich, a great songwriting teacher. And we studied the greats like Diane Warren, who is now a wonderful friend. But I studied her in college. It's incredible to meet these people after. But John Mayer was in class. Abraham Laboriel Jr., who plays with Seal and all these different people, he was there. Berkeley was great.
Who from Lettuce was in your class?
Adam Deitch and I met in class, and Shmirnov met in class, and Zoidis, all of us. We all went to Berkeley. So yeah, there's a lot of Berkeley stories. I mean, we went around. We played at Tufts, was our first ever gig, and then we weren't really a band. We were just jamming in the jam room together, and then people heard about it, and somebody named us Lettuce, and they said, we want this band. Have you heard this incredible band? And we saw the flyer, like, we're not even a band. Have you heard this incredible band, Lettuce? That's us. So we got invited to play this frat party, and then I guess we're a band because we have a name and we're getting gigs, but we were just trying to play some music together.
So is John Mayer, like, could you see back then, like, would you picture that he would become what he became?
I was in songwriting class, which is a class where you're supposed to do homework, but, jam with these guys led us till 10 in the morning. And he was like that kid in class where you're like, oh, dude, this dude did his homework, like, really well. He'd go up there and play songs from Room for Squares, and I'm like, wow, this is your demo in songwriting class? This song is phenomenal. So yeah, made the rest of the songwriting class look foolish, but yes.
That's unbelievable.
To say the least. He was quite talented from the get-up.
And you guys have been, ever since that first flyer, you guys have been going strong ever since. Almost 20 years now.
30.
Oh, shit. Wow. 30 years.
Yeah.
But 30 years as Lettuce?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
We started when I was 2 years old, if you wouldn't believe it.
Happy birthday, Lettuce.
32.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And you're also a second-generation musician as well.
As long as, honestly, just to have friends that long is rad.
Yeah.
And to be able to create together is incredible because we're not just, some bands don't talk. We, call each other when we're, best friends.
That's good because most really bands, cool. It's like a business. Once 30 years passes, and we've got some friends that are in some legacy bands that have been together for 30-plus years, there becomes sort of like a business. It becomes a business sort of relationship. But when I was hanging with Lettuce as recently as a few months ago, these guys it's like that same energy from 20 years ago, 30 years ago is still there.
It keeps us young, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I was going through something and I needed to talk to someone, I'll call my brother, or I'll call my brother Adam Deitch, or I'll call Schmeens or Zoidus or Nigel, they're like my actual people, which is, I think that is one of the most important things in life is to have a friend.
Let alone like 5 or 6.
Thank God, yeah.
Yeah. And so I was trying to allude to the fact that you're also a second-generation musician, correct?
Yeah.
Tell us about your dad.
My father, Tommy Coombs, is my best buddy ever, and he's in the Gospel Music Hall of Fame for his band called Love Song from the 70s. So you can look up Love Song, the band, or Love Song, Feel the Love. The song is, their music is still, my father's music still impresses me. I'll go to my dad's show just to go be around my dad and support, and then I'll forget that I'm going to be floored by the talent level.
And he's playing big tours and stuff and overseas and
yeah, he's basically
popular.
A missionary.
Yeah.
He is a missionary with love and music. So anytime natural or not natural disaster, any trouble in the world, they
go there.
Went to Haiti when the earthquake hit. They went to Sarajevo. They've been just anytime there's some danger and people are having trouble. When North Carolina got flooded, they brought a couple hundred generators down there. And
yeah, they say that your father, a little bit of your father rubs off on you. Obviously Nick's father was one of the original Mercury astronauts. Nick is a bit of a space cowboy himself.
Whoa.
Jeff's dad was a massive hippie. He used to drive the Volkswagen a bus.
Yeah.
Jeff is a massive hippie now.
Yeah.
Going to Vegas at 6, leaving Vegas at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Promptly.
Yeah.
Obviously, my father it's been documented in the documentary Jack of All Trades. No need to explain that. And your father, not only a talented musician, but also someone who really has shown up and been sort of a positive force. And you, my friend, are such a positive force.
Yeah. Thank God. Thank God for life. I think, I almost died when I was 6 months old.
Really?
I have a huge scar on my stomach. So
how did you almost die?
I had this thing called acute peritonitis, which is your abdominal cavity filling up with strep float. So when you get strep throat, which is horrible, you get a tiny little bit of this stuff on your sides of your throat. That stuff was filling up and drowning my vital organs when I was 6 months. And it took them a minute to, I'm basically we're all total miracles, but I am also, and it's just, when you recognize it fully, it just makes life worth living, and you don't take anything for granted or anyone for granted. And
sure, that's explaining some of your positivity.
Kind of the ego out of it. It's I think I was about, whatever age you're cognizant, the whole group of people was looking at me oh, you're here, you, and then I kind of realized what they were talking about, almost missed what, and then I'm oh, all of it. I almost missed the whole experience of being alive. So I got that early because people were praying for me.
So wait, how old were you when you realized that something you had overcome something?
Probably pretty young, because I'm trying to put it together now. But I think as early as I was cognizant, there were like grown-ups at the church like trying to hide it, but like, oh, we were praying for you, like thinking we thought you were not going to make it.
Oh my God.
And I was pretty young to be like, not make what? And I don't know how early I put that together, but I'm thankful right now still.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. And, not to get too personal, but like you're doing great right now. And you have overcome you've overcome a lot of, medical challenges since since a young child. Has that been something that's been consistent with you, or it's stuff that comes and goes, or is this a recent sort of development?
I didn't have any trouble. I was perfectly healthy. No, I've been healthy ever since. That was when I was 6 months old, and it took a team of doctors to figure that out. So no, I've been healthy and I've been active, surfing, skating, skiing, snowboarding, all
the
life,
things.
All those things. California.
Extreme sports, man.
Yeah, dude. I played the X Games one time with the Nucks.
You did?
Yeah, the Nucks were a band. They were
I know them.
Shady.
Yeah.
I just talked to them 2 days ago. They're doing well.
Yeah,
Al and Crispy.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of this amazing. You have an amazing career as a bass player, not just in Lettuce. Obviously, you're one of the guys that's been sort of behind the music on some of the most classic songs of the last 20, 30 years.
Raise it up.
So when you get out of Berkeley, what's your first, how do you get discovered to sort of become a studio session hired gun?
Well, thanks for asking.
A ringer.
My father, when I was about 12 or 13, I got serious about music, and I asked my dad, I said, I want to be a musician. Am I ever going to make a living doing that? And he said, it's not easy. He said, it's
no.
very difficult. He said, you can, but you can't, you're not going to get it by just half-assing it. He basically said you got to be one of the best.
Sure.
So it was always a goal to
be
work
the best
for Dr. Dre. Then when I'm in high school, I hear Mike Elizondo playing on Chronic 2001, and I'm like, oh wow, there's musicians in these sessions. So I'm very young, so I'm aspiring to something like that.
With Dr. Dre, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a few, whenever you hear like Dr. Dre records, being in Cali, we idolized those and the engineering, and it's like a team of great people. So you hear them and you hear this masterpiece, and there was a guy named Sean Cruz who played. There's like unknown heroes of these records who,
explosive.
Yeah. So I always wanted to be a part of one of those records, and I aspired to. When I graduated Berkeley, my brother Tyler, who is a great drummer,
Tycoon, shout out Tycoon.
He was like, "Come home to Cali right now," and I was like, "No." And then he was like, "Come home to Cali," and I said, "If you get me a touring," I wanted to just be so professional. I said, "Get us a touring gig, a touring show. I want to go on tour in a tour bus." So he magically did and got me to come home. Cy Smith was going on tour with Macy Gray, and got me the gig like unheard with he just worked it. So we went on tour with Macy Gray and Cy Smith right when I got back from Berkeley.
That was in the height of Macy Gray.
Yeah. David Bowie came to some of the shows, and Prince was there, and yeah, it was amazing.
So you played like
Roseland.
No.
We opened for Macy with the girl named Cy Smith.
Oh, with Cy Smith. So I thought you played with Macy. I guess you played with Macy as support of Macy.
I went to Macy's house for the Super Bowl party once. That was cool.
Okay, so you start in that opening slot, and then how does that parlay into some of these legendary sessions?
Well, we did the tour. We came home, and then I just got to, go for it. Ty was doing sessions with these cats from North Carolina, where Anthony Hamilton came from. And we were in one room in the session, and DJ Quick was in the A room. And my brother went in there, made friends with Quick. And he said, my brother's the greatest bass player. He said, Robert Bacon, my guitar player, just left for tour this morning. Tell him to come in here. I could use some bass. So my brother hooked it up again.
Wow.
And Ty basically hooked up everything.
That's funny. Crazy. My older sister is the one that hooked me up with my first gigs. It's crazy. So shout out to sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
So you go in there and you play bass for DJ Quick.
I go play, and the first thing I played it for him was Rapper's Delight. Boom, boom, boom. He was like, oh, yes. So the way Quick is, instead of going like, you're good, he's like, you're the best. if there'll ever be. You're the greatest living. And so he's hot. I mean, then we worked together for like 8 or 9 years every single day. And every day is just like this ultimate confidence boost. He's telling us we're working on this record we're working on is going to be the biggest hit ever. You're the greatest. I'm the greatest. We're the greatest. It's that energy of like that magic. It's Hollywood.
And it's
that
interesting because like
believing.
that DJ Quick, when you think of DJ Quick Productions, you think of the bass lines into like he had like
He's
sophisticated bass playing is happening on DJ Quick songs, and it's just sort of like computing to me right now that that's likely you on most of those tracks.
No.
No.
See, that's what I always realize that these great, like Quick is an incredible bass mind and bass performer, bass writer.
Sure.
He plays synth bass and it's phenomenal. Kind of like, Zap. If you listen to Roger Troutman and Zap, you're going to hear a lot of, that's kind of like Quick is he's a genius like that. He's an engineer and a musician of the highest caliber of cool. So I'm so lucky and blessed that people that are incredible, like also High Tech is a great bass mind. And I get to play bass for these people that I respect their bass playing so much. Literally on the first track we did, Trouble by DJ Quick.
Great track.
I played the 6-string bass at the top of its register, and we went to do the bass, and I said, I'm not doing the bass. I said, you do the bass. So he did the bass. The low bass line on Trouble is him on synth bass. Because I was like, no, I'm playing high guitar. You play bass.
And so from there, you end up in sessions with Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
You worked on with Kanye West.
Yeah.
Britney Spears, I believe. Are you on a Britney Spears track?
I am. It's called Ooh Ooh Baby on Blackout. Fred Reck and I did that. So that's after... basically, I was with Quick every day, and he didn't want to really give me up. I don't know if that was even a thing. We just enjoy working together. I was always trying to, like, parlay and, like, make another scene, but really, I was at a great place every day and didn't need anything. And he also wasn't trying to tell any other producers.
Oh, and Quick's the man, too.
Yeah, he is. He is absolutely the man. I always felt lucky he was letting me hang out.
So how do you end up with Dr. Dre, the guy that you were manifesting this whole thing, and you end up working with Dr. Dre?
Quick introduced me to Dre we did a song for this girl named Truth Hurts.
Of course.
That sampled a huge Indian artist.
I remember that song. You're on that song?
We got sued for $500 million. Wow.
$500 million.
$500 million lawsuit. I'm sorry, Doc. It wasn't my fault, but I was wearing turbans, and I was in love with a girl from Sri Lanka in college for 4 years, so I was renting Bollywood and Hindi movies and watching movies in Hindi.
Wait, so that was your fault?
Obsessed with Indian culture and yoga.
Oh, no.
I mean, I was wearing a turban doing yoga all day. It wasn't really my fault because Quick, apparently the story is Quick was at his house and he was in some sort of a fight, so he turned on the TV really loud and blasted it, and it happened to be that movie. But
it's like that one.
Yeah. So one of my rules.
I don't want to get sued.
One of my rules in life is that you either might not know everything. That's like try to remember.
Wait, so how much did you guys get sued for?
$500 million. Because we thought it was just a random Indian artist. Turns out to be like the Barbra Streisand, the biggest artist of all time in India. She's not nobody. She's very much somebody. And
so what
the song is a religious talking about God, and we're talking about sex. So they were like, hey, not only can you not do this, we're very upset about this.
Oh my God.
The song's banging though. It's got Rakim on it.
I know it.
This is like one of the moments of my life. I'm so stoked. I played bass on it twice because they said it was out of tune, so I came back and made it in tune. But at the video shoot, DJ Quick introduced me to Rakim and Dr. Dre the same day. But instead of introducing me as Eric Coombs, he introduces me as Jelvis Price.
Jelvis.
So I'm like, whoa, this is tripped out, bro. Dr. Dre starts laughing.
Okay.
I'm like, this is weird. And I'm trying to make my name. So I don't. So I don't see Dr. Dre for a really long time after that.
I just love how you did an Indian themed song. You slid right into it with a turban. You were already that's your lane.
I love Indian culture.
Who knew?
I love that.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
So many good Indian food places in LA and London. I mean, I love different cultures. And I realized something about this world. Like, we're not expected to know every intricate detail about each other's culture.
No.
All we have to do is respect each other.
And that is honestly the most positive message that we could give out right now. There's a lot going on in the world right now. And obviously I've told Jeff when we get together to record these, I want to make these evergreen topics that you can watch this episode at any point in time.
Sure.
And it's not something that just happened this week that will be like stale by the time someone watches this. So,
Right.
but I will say, sadly, that an evergreen topic is people need to respect each other and get along. And I'm hoping that maybe in 5, 10, 20 years, someone would watch this and be like, oh, what is he even talking about? That doesn't
That'd
apply
be
at
so
all.
sweet.
But the reality of the world is there is a lot going on.
There's so much importance to traveling too. Like there's a lot of people that can afford to travel that don't travel.
Yeah.
And when you do travel the world, which I've been fortunate enough to do, you know, you just learn that there's so many more similarities than differences.
Sure.
In people.
Absolutely.
People are people, just like Depeche Mode says.
We all want a good meal.
Yeah.
We all want, you know, to laugh.
Some mesks.
I agree with that totally, Nick.
Yeah.
It's like you travel and I travel, and every time I do, I intentionally talk to people and ask them questions because I'm trying to get above what we see on the internet or what we hear about and be there in person and ask them. Everybody wants love. Everybody wants to be cool and enjoy life. Like nobody that I've ever met is into war and violence and anger and destruction and intentionally ruining somebody's day. Like even the most hardest gangster people I know are not interested in having that happen today. Everybody wants a good day, chill out and have a great afternoon. And around the world.
I'm constantly preaching positivity. I would love for you to. I know you're the artist formerly known as Jesus.
Yeah.
But back in the day on our show, you would be somebody that would sort of give a sermon, if you will. You would give some positive reinforcement with the way that the world is turning these days.
Yeah.
Maybe you could address that camera right there, and maybe you could inject some positivity into somebody's day right now that might need it.
Yeah, this is the trick of the biggest lie out there is that you're not important and you don't matter. But there's never going to be anybody like you ever again in the history of the world or the future. And it's really important that you do your life how you want to. Because if you don't, no one's going to come along and do it for you. So just remember that you're very important, and as much responsibility as that is to say, no one will ever have your voice again. No one will ever sing like you. I can't do it, dude. No, it's just funny that people don't realize this. So, like, I could go away and everything would be the same. That's not true.
That's not true.
If you go away, everything changes.
It's true.
And it's not for the better. So do your best and try to get up over the sadness and stoke someone else out, because like what you feel, as Chris Farley as it is, you feel the love as you give it.
Yeah.
So if you also decide to hate on somebody, guess who's getting that hated first? You're hating on yourself just by trying to hate on somebody else. So it doesn't feel good and you don't like it, so don't do that. Love is always going to be the key.
Yeah.
My dad wrote a song. Tommy Coombs has a song called "Love Is the Key."
It sure is.
And it's always going to be.
It unlocks the door to everything.
It does. It does.
Can we close with a My
heavens.
My heavens. Amen. Maverick. Flying high, Maverick. You're the best.
Way up.
You literally are the best.
You're
a great guy. You're a beacon of positivity. Always have been. Always have connected with you on a level of just your aura just makes everybody feel better. Anyone who's sucked into your energy is doing life right. So I'm really appreciative to know you, to call you a friend, to be able to experience you in live and in living color, to have you participate in these shows. Hopefully we can bring you back and talk about just topical things and not get so deep and meaningful.
Oh, it's
but
tough.
How can we not get deep and meaningful with you? You are the GOAT.
Everyone is so talented. You are so talented. When you said I'm the most talented person in the room, I was thinking about that. Like, you can play most songs on a keyboard, which I cannot do. I have trouble finding a couple of chords. You can sing in tune. Very, very awesome MC.
We'll take it. Before you came on set, we actually AI'd this, and
they asked if I was good.
AI determined that Stu was kind of more middle of the road.
Oh,
but, I agree with what you're saying. I'm not defending AI. I'm just saying that's what AI had determined.
Yeah.
But I
maybe you should ask Rock if Eric Coombs is talented.
Oh, you know what it's gonna.
It'll just break the phone.
It's gonna be pages and pages.
yeah.
I think if Grok and RZA disagree, I'm going with RZA, because if Stu's good enough for RZA, I think Grok needs to update.
Yeah, RZA said I was good.
Yeah, I think you're good. I'm just saying what it said.
Fair enough.
Which, like I said, we did determine that it was more like a,
yes. Yeah. I agree. Maverick,
solid but not great.
I think there's one last thing.
Sure.
Who told us all we're not allowed to sing and that we sound terrible singing and that no one should sing? Because I think 40, 50 years ago, everybody sang. There wasn't TVs and radios, so they just sang songs. And now everyone's scared to death to sing. Can we maybe consider stopping that and sing together and not worry about A440, which is a man-made construction, and just let your heart out? Because it's really important.
You're
we sing
a great
together.
singer, too.
Thank you. I don't think so, but I'd
$1,000.
love to sing.
I got $1,000 song.
Got the breakfast in Texas and go to Astro World, baby girl. You can have the world. What? My $1 million. It's like, what is a great singer? Is Bob Dylan a great singer?
We got the bracelet from Zales.
What?
There was a sale.
It was me and her, some weed in a hotel.
Okay.
Zales getting a shout
Zales
out.
getting a
Is
big
it a
shout
sponsor
out.
Of this?
No, but it
should be.
It's his lyrics, not mine.
Hey, propose, dude. Do it.
I will. He did. Nick's married.
Did you?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, Nick's married.
A while ago.
Yeah.
Hey, congrats again.
Shout out to Zales again.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Saved the day.
Cable Guy also married somehow still.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You're still married.
Yeah.
Still married.
How old are your kids? They must be adults.
100.
Yes.
65 years old, huh?
Yes.
They're older than him.
They get a discount at Denny's.
No, I wanted to hear about everybody's life. Isn't it true that Nick is a conductor?
No, I'm an engineer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
A lot more responsibility.
Fair, but he is driving and riding and controlling trains, if that's what your question is.
So how long a distance would you say you travel straight?
My usual route's 150 miles.
150 miles.
I do a 320-mile run occasionally, a few times a year.
Can I ask a simple question?
Sure.
Do you see a lot of the curvature of the Earth when you're on those long stretches?
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, but
I think that Flat Earther podcast is over there.
Oh shoot! Am I in the wrong room?
I do see something better than the curvature of the Earth. Which
What?
Is, due to
Curvature of your
due to my odd hours, I see the best sunrises and sunsets you could ever imagine out there in the desert. You know, and it's a very moving experience sometimes to
I witnessed one this morning.
to see another day begin or another day end, and you're still a part of it, right? So
Wow,
totally.
Nick even with
Yeah.
some
Such a
inspirational words.
blessing.
that's
Every day.
One of my
Maverick
favorite
just rubbing off on all of us.
my favorite parts of the job.
Yeah, I love
That's
that. And my
sunrise.
favorite part of this job is connecting with you guys, but mostly, no offense to you guys, is connecting with our listeners. And we do have some emails. If you can stick around, we're going to read some emails, and we're going to respond to them in real time.
Of course
And
I
of
can.
course, I'd like to extend an invitation for you to come back anytime, because you are a Hall of Famer, and you don't need a key.
Hey, I'm just so glad we're back.
Yeah, we're back, baby.
We're live.
We are back. We are back. And when we come back, we're going to finish up this episode of TSM Radio by hearing from you, the TSM Radio listeners, right after this. Jamie was a fan of the Stone Movement stuff, and he was happy to get on stage. Little did we know, me and Jamie would end up doing music together and having some success, actually. Sort of the beginning of that journey indirectly started right there.
It's time.
1984, lying in the grass. First time I ever got some ass. Pop rock in my mouth, wanna go down south, but the whopper in my stomach really gave me
Listen, you
gas.
crazy motherfucker, let's get a fresh pack of hubba berry blast. I got money to kill and ants to burn. Dry car noir in the salon perm.
Who got the police yet?
Hey, I'm Jamie. I'm the X guy. Woo woo! Full joke.
If I slammed on the gas, would I just drive over that car?
Yeah, you could. Not a problem.
You stare and wonder where we came from, and I don't get it. You should have seen us coming while you were sucking your thumb. I was messing with Care Bears, and not that you care, but the shit still airs.
This is not TSM TV. This
No,
is
it's
like...
JKTV. It's a new show competing.
Oh, really?
You're on at 9 o'clock on Yahoo. I'm on 9 o'clock at AOL. I feel weird that you're judging me about
I'm
my
not
style
judging
of
you.
like expressing myself.
Blah!
And like your lifestyle is not exactly good. I mean,
here we go.
I don't want to say anything about your porn star history and all that stuff.
Here we go.
We are back. TSM Radio, back by unpopular demand. Stu Stone here along with Cable Guy Jeff, Nick Carpenter, and Maverick. All the way live and direct from the band Lettuce and the TSM Radio Hall of Fame. We have been talking to Maverick. We've been talking to Nick and Jeff. We're about to hear from you guys to take us home here. But before we do, Maverick had mentioned to you, Nick, about the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah.
And you're riding in a vessel in a straight line and seeing sunsets in the Earth's curve, and he's wondering about the planetary orbits and the what's happening in the spiritual and metaphysical world. Something happened recently that really ties to this topic.
Well, I figured you would ask me my thoughts on us going back to the moon.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Why did it take so long for them to go back to the moon?
Is it made of cheese?
No, but there's a lot of conspiracies on the internet that it's
and one guy that pays attention to those, he's right here.
An alien object.
He loves that stuff.
A hollow alien object designed to recycle our souls into a reincarnation loop.
Sun? That's what's happening on the moon?
The moon. When you have spare time, you can go on YouTube and go down that rabbit hole. But I think it's probably natural, and they didn't land on the moon, but they went back to the moon. They went around the moon. A lot of people think the dark side of the moon is like full of alien bases. They did share a photo of the dark side of the moon.
And what was on it?
The moon always faces us. It doesn't rotate. So the dark side of the moon is always.
So what did they find?
It looked like the moon, the photo that they sent. Now, conspiracy nuts out there may say it was altered. Maybe they photoshopped out the alien bases, but I don't think they really.
They showed a photo of the dark side?
They did. They took a picture of the dark side.
I have not seen that.
How come they didn't land again?
I think budget, budgetary constraints.
Do you think that because there are a lot of conspiracies with regards to the first original moon trip to begin with, and I'm not one to open up a can of conspiracy on this show.
No,
but your father was a Mercury astronaut.
Right.
You obviously, I see these clips on the internet where there's like this person going up to Neil Armstrong or one of these, famous sort of astronauts, and they're like, "Hey, did they land on the moon?" And the guy won't answer the question.
He actually says, "Put your hand on this Bible."
Yeah,
and he punches him. He punches him in the face.
Yeah,
is what he does.
So what's that about?
You're saying they won't answer the question of whether they went to the moon?
Yes. In these specific videos that I've seen, and clearly Maverick.
Well, the guy's kind of a jerky journalist that's probably not supposed to be in the room. So maybe all that.
Punched a guy.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, Buzz punched him.
Yeah. Look,
he got buzzed.
We went to the moon.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I like
it. I entertain some conspiracy theories, but when you make everything a conspiracy theory, it diminishes the ones that are probably true. So you can't make. There's a saying that I like, which is everything is a conspiracy theory when you don't understand how anything works.
Yes.
Okay. And a lot of people were just dumb. They don't understand how we got to the moon, so it looks really too hard for them to comprehend. So therefore, it was fake.
And not even just dumb, but like some of these sciences, you could be very smart and not understand what we're talking about because it's like rocket. It's a jet propulsion is not a simple subject.
Right. It's the rendezvous of the timing of landing, and the way we went to the moon was a giant rocket that hundreds of thousands of people, worked on and built, and then tens of thousands of people watched take off. Every one of these people would have to be holding the secret, and then there's a great conspiracy debunk I saw that they talk about the shadows and they're not realistic to or whatever, and it is realistic to where how the sun light hits the moon with no atmosphere and on the moon, and someone actually determined that to create the shadows that you see in the moon videos, if you were to do that in a soundstage, the technology to do it in a soundstage didn't exist in the 60s. You would have needed like tens of thousands of LED lights to create like the angle of the sun. So it's basically like proven to be impossible to have been faked. The way the shadows were.
So then what about the flag moving? Is there a fan blowing that flag?
There's exhaust from the lunar lander.
So there's
there's people that think you can't even have propulsion in a void, which which is absurd because it propels itself. I believe it propels itself off its own exhaust. Like you're creating something in the void to propel yourself with. I mean, when my dad was in space, he had little boosters on the corner of his capsule that he literally ran out of fuel re-entering the atmosphere manually because the computers failed, and he was using boosters to align the capsule properly, which if you couldn't have propulsion in space, he would be dead. So, but shout out to Breitling, the watch company, because the Artemis atmospheres.
They gave you the watch too?
Well, no.
Breitling. Shout out to Breitling from me as well.
Reed Weissman wore a Breitling cosmonaut.
The three wise men?
The Reed Weissman, the captain of the Artemis.
Reed Weissman. Yeah, he's awesome.
Possibly Jewish. I don't know.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. Shout out. He wore a Breitling cosmonaut, which was, of course, designed by my father and Gregory Breitling, which is a Breitling Navitimer with a 24-hour dial instead of a 12-hour dial, because there's 24 hours in a day, not 12.
Smart.
And very helpful to...
Who thought that they would tune into this podcast and not hear intellectual conversations
Yeah.
that would enlighten you and educate you?
Well, with me and Maverick here,
Yep.
Thank you.
It would be impossible not to have that kind of conversation.
With me and Cable, we would just be talking about like his Vegas shirt from Walgreens.
Yeah.
So thankfully, you guys came in here and brought the respectability level.
I'm really I'm thinking about your father being out in space with these jet propulsions, trying to get back in the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Okay, so like, irregardlessly, my favorite word, of what people say, I think it does a big injustice to if your father's literally out in space risking his life to get back in, for us to go, hey, that didn't happen. It's kind of rude, really,
to say the least.
You're right. It's rude. It's rude to all those people that literally something like 400,000, 500,000 people worked on the Apollo program alone. And
how many people?
Like
400,000?
Like that. And in one capacity or another. And you're telling all those people that the hard work they did is...
I don't think that many people could keep a secret for sure.
Just in the interest of keeping with the time limit that we have here today, I'm going to have to interject here.
Yeah, of course. Sorry.
And I will have to say that we can continue
Let's
this
read the
conversation
mail.
because it is very fascinating. But before that, to all the people, just to summarize what these two have just been discussing, if you are a conspiracy theorist who does not think that we went to space, who does not think that gentlemen like Nick's father, the great Scott Carpenter, orbited and re-entered the Earth's atmosphere, the great space cowboy himself, if you don't think that they went to the moon, I have one thing to say to you right now. You're rude. It's rude.
Keep it to yourself.
And you know what's not rude? Sending an email for Cable Guy Jeff to read. And where can people send those emails to, Jeff?
tsmradiojeff@gmail.com.
And is there a song you want to play real quick?
Oh, yeah, I got to bring
get us
that
into
up.
this
Thank
segment?
you. You're going to stall for a second?
Real quick shout out to Jamie Rise, who's not with us today. He's with us. I'm sure he's watching this.
Shout out to the Rise brothers.
Yes, Eli and Jamie. But
shout out to Lee. Yeah. Leor Cohen.
And Lethal.
I meant Lether.
He said Leo Cohen as well.
Well, shout out Lethal Dose Records.
Lethal Dose Records. Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Here you go, Jamie.
It's the Cable Guys. Fucking 5 minutes. It's the Cable Guys. Fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. Cable Guy Jeff's
Thank
fucking
you,
5 minutes, where Cable takes 5 minutes or more to read your emails. Jeff's got some emails, and we will hear them.
Probably only 5 minutes today because of the Artemis discussion.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I didn't say anything about the moon. I just said, is it round? Or like, is the sun moving? It looks like, every day it looks like the sun moves. And then I'm sitting here, and I don't feel like I'm going 1,000 miles per hour. Moon, maybe, probably. I don't know about all the rest of that stuff.
Don't be rude.
Sorry, that was rude. Let me be considerate. Email.
You don't want to feel it. You just want to feel normal. You don't want to feel the earth spinning.
Dude, I went in a Grand Prix, Toyota Grand Prix race. I went 200 miles per hour. You do want to feel that. Yeah. There's nothing like it.
That sounds scary.
Race car driver. It is scary. Scary is good.
I don't like that.
No, it was awesome. I lived.
You did. Thank God for that.
Thank God for Cable Guy Jeff in this next email.
Now you're getting it.
Okay, we're going to start off with Derek Christoph.
Oh, Derek Christoph, the great
Christoph.
decisive?
Yeah.
Holy smokes, legend.
Remember when you made Rollin' with Saget and you
Yes.
said that you were going to take me to the top?
I do.
Is that still the plan?
It's
I just spent my life savings on wheel bearings for my minivan, and I need to go to the top real bad.
Okay, real quick. Let me just interject here. Derek Christoph, a very talented musician,
cool,
MC, producer, songwriter himself. He did the beat for Rollin' with Saget, wrote some of the key elements that you hear, including the illest motherfucker in a cardigan sweater. I got a cock like a donkey, hard as a rock, and a trigger finger itchier than chicken pox. These are lines that Derek Decisive wrote. He did the track. Bob Saget did the rapping. The rest is history. So he is right that he should have gone to the top from that song. We all should have, Derek. We all should have. And the conspiracy theorists out there who wonder why we didn't, they're just being rude.
And it was funding. The funding was a big part of it. The budget.
Yeah, there's more to it than rudeness.
There could be.
The budget was actually quite rude.
Yes.
Does Stamos need a song? Meredith Baxter. I have beats.
Maybe. Rolling with Stamos.
Jokes aside, that might be a funny segment, playing scratch tracks for other sitcom stars, rap songs that never made it, all on the same beat. All right, that's from Decisive.
Good
Thank
to
you.
hear from you, Decisive. I love you, and I'll be seeing you very soon, my friend. By the way, if you ever have time in your day to watch the film Scarecrows from 5-7 Films, Decisive, Derek Christoph, is in the movie. He has a key role in the film. No spoilers.
No spoilers. This one is from Anna NYC. Hello.
Let's hear it.
Hello, my TSM Radio family. It's Anna NYC.
Yep.
I was so happy when my sister Lex told me the gang got back together and recorded an anniversary episode.
Shout out Lex Appeal.
Yes, hashtag.
Sunday Night Stu and TSM Radio were such a special chapter of my life, and I was able to make some lifelong friends like Hollywood Ginger, who has come out to NYC and spent time with Lex and me and is hopefully coming out to visit again.
Wow, 909, coming out, finally.
As for me, I'm still single, living outside of NYC. I work night shift in an ER. I'm a death doula with hospice.
Oh, no.
And I spent a few weeks in the spring and fall.
That's good.
No, I mean, like, that's got to be, like, a tough job.
Essential job.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody to be comforting people who are going towards the end, that takes a very, very special person to do that.
It
so
does.
Anna, who's always been a compassionate person from every interaction we've had with her, it does not surprise me that she would be the type of person that can handle a job like that. But boy, that's got to be a tough job.
You might want to leave that off your profile on social dating apps.
Right.
Oh, death doula.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Swipe.
I spent a few weeks in the spring and fall in Venice, Italy. To clear up any confusion, I would like to formally state that Trugman will always have the most insane voice I have ever heard, but I will always be a Nick Carpenter superfan through and through.
Suck on that, Truggers.
The man has the looks, brains, pedigree, kindness, and his lady, Bridget, and I share the same birthday. The man is the full frickin' package.
No lies told there.
Can you ask Grok if she's telling the truth there? Because I don't think so.
You don't want to know what Grok says about me.
Jeff and Stu,
There's
I've
no
missed...
middle of the road talk, I'll tell you that.
Middle of the road. Yeah. Jeff and Stu, I've missed you guys so much. Welcome back. Can't wait to hear these new episodes. Thank you for your email.
Yes, Anna NYC, a big fan of Justin Trugman's voice.
That reminds me when we first started, when podcasting was so new that there was a few of the audience members that you could see their cameras too.
Yeah, that was on Stickcam.
Stickcam.
Yeah, when we were doing Sunday Night Stew.
So people would pop in and they would just like share stuff, and you could see them as well. That was early podcasts.
Crazy, right?
That was like
so
early
cool.
Twitch.
Yeah, before that. Yeah. Anna NYC and her sister Lex Appeal have been part of our this family for 20 years. So shout out to Lex and Anna NYC, and happy to hear Anna NYC is doing so great.
We would all have like a $70 million contract with
We
Twitch
should.
back if you know, if the timing was right.
Yeah, I don't know if the 70. I'd have to probably go 72 or 74.
Yeah,
I'd have to talk to my.
Look, I'm just being conservative.
But yeah, we would definitely be caking up. Cake.
Yeah.
We do it for the love. We do it for the people. You know what I realized, Nick and Stu, Cable Guy? Like a lot of people get into some really ridiculous activities that they probably wouldn't be into just for a sense of feeling community and what we're doing here. Like you said, they've been a part of our friends of ours for 20 years.
Sure.
So like, don't do something stupid. Tune into the podcast and we'll be your buddy. And you can write to us. We'll say hi. And then you don't have to do something dumb.
Yeah, don't do dumb shit.
Yeah.
Just watch us. Dear Stu.
Yes.
I'm sure you get this all the time, but I'd like to pitch an idea for a future episode of My Pet Monster.
I actually have never had this happen to me before. For those who need context, My Pet Monster was an animated series that I did in 1987. That was about like a toy. You remember the My Pet Monster toy with the handcuffs?
It comes alive?
It comes alive when the cuffs come off, and these 3 kids sort of like know the secret. I was one of the kids.
Yeah.
And we did 13 episodes of that show that aired for 20 years.
Well, here we go again. Somebody's asking.
Somebody wants to pitch.
Here we go.
This is a first. A new My Pet Monster episode after all these years. Let's hear it, Jeff.
This is a crossover episode with the gang from Family Circus. FYI, if you need, you may need to talk to someone there to secure the licensing rights.
Fair enough.
In this episode, we learn that Mr. Hinkle is the uncle of Family Circus mom. I want to say Lisa. So the entire family comes over to the Hinkle house for a weekend visit. Pretty soon, Billy, Dolly, and Jeffy, but not the stupid little baby PJ, because fast friends with Max and Chucky and Jill.
Hold on. Family Circus was a wholesome comic strip that was in like the Sunday papers. For those that don't know, the papers are newspapers. They used to get delivered to your house, and there was comic sections. For those who want to know what that is, a comic section was like a section in a newspaper, which is something that would be delivered to your house that would have like Garfield and Ziggy, Calvin and Hobbes, Clifford, Dilbert, Marmaduke, Beetle Bailey. Snoopy and Charlie Brown.
Yeah, the funnies.
And most of all,
Funny pages.
Family Circus was usually like a one square kind of thing that made you sort of like laugh about
the Far Side.
Oh, the Far Side was
the
great.
best one.
That was a good one.
That was
Tales from the Far Side was a great book you could buy.
Gary Larson.
Yeah. So Family Circus, obviously a comic strip, family friend. Did you remember Family Circus? Do you know what we're talking about?
A little before me.
A little bit before his time. Fair enough.
Well, the 6 of them are hanging out in the treehouse when Jeffy accidentally unlocks the handcuffs of Monzie, and so hilarity ensues. The kids run around the neighborhood chasing after the monster, and they do the famous family circle map full of broken lines to illustrate how they're following the chase all over town.
Yes.
Here's what things get interesting, or when things get interesting. Family Circus dad, Sam, is minding his own business, having a brewski on Mr. Hinkle's porch, when all of a sudden he comes face to face with Beaster.
Beaster was the monster that was always trying to catch My Pet Monster.
Okay.
And bring him back to Monsterland.
There's 2 monsters.
There's 2, yes. So there's the monster that's on Earth that has the handcuffs. Mm-hmm. And then when the handcuffs break, he becomes alive and like plays with the kids.
Does he cause havoc and stuff?
Sometimes, but not like, but in a loving way.
Okay.
But Beaster is a bad guy, and he comes through a portal from Monsterland because My Pet Monster's escaped, and he's got to bring him back to Monsterland. So the kids need to sort of hide Monzie from Beaster so that they can keep Monster.
Gotcha.
It's got sort of like a Teen Wolf kind of vibe to it. No, it doesn't.
Shout out Michael J. Fox.
Yes.
Yeah, didn't sound like Teen Wolf.
No, but the idea like of kids playing with a monster. I guess like a werewolf playing basketball.
That movie made us all want to ride a car like a surfboard.
Of course.
Which was very dangerous.
Yeah.
You know where they did that?
In South Pasadena.
They did, in fact.
Yeah.
Ghost ride the whip.
The dad thinks Beaster is a wolf for some reason and draws a handgun from his pocket.
Uh-oh.
Killing Beaster instantly.
I don't think this one's going to fly on
all
Saturday
the kids see the bloodshed on the ground and relieve that no one ever figured out the secret identity of My Pet Monster. Begin laughing out loud, fade to black, cue the credits. What do you think?
That might be tough to pitch. Saturday morning cartoons, for those that don't know, Saturday mornings was a morning that came after Fridays back in the day, where you'd wake up early if you were a kid.
I think the executives already left the pitch.
They did. Yeah, but just in case. Saturday morning cartoons, I don't think that
they're gone.
Killing the bad guy with a gun. I think on G.I. Joe, which I can think of as a cartoon that had lots of guns, nobody rarely got shot on that show. Bullets would always miss. So I think something about cartoons, you just can't. They can shoot at you but you just can't get hit.
Well, the Roadrunner and the Coyote. I mean, he was.
But he would always survive those hits.
Literally blown up several times.
But he would live.
But he would survive it.
Yeah.
Which, I think painted a bad picture to kids that if they were to get blown up, they think they might survive.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Yeah, interesting.
It's important for kids to know that if they blow up, that's it.
It's called.
Let's just leave it at that. Yeah.
Desensitization to violence and bloodshed.
Well, what do you think, Stu? Can we make this happen? My life will not be complete unless we get this sucker on the air.
I'll pitch it.
And please don't forget to exclude PJ from it. Maybe you can explain his absence by saying his long COVID or something. I hate that shitty little baby. Cheers, Sean.
Sean. Another incredible email from Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Sean always brings the smiles, brings the laughs, and brings the gaffes. That was a great one, Sean. I don't think that one's getting picked up, though.
No. All right, here we have another one. Greetings and salutations, Jeffrey, Stu, Nick, and whoever is there with y'all.
Maverick.
That'll be me.
Just when I think I know everything about everything, y'all done taught me that you are the OGs of podcasting, the pod gods. That's super impressive. I wish I was smart enough to come up with something with some ingenuity that others would eventually discover as well. All I got is this mozzarella pizza pita. It's a pizza.
Mozzarella?
Mozzarella pizza pita.
Mozzarella pizza pita.
Yes, pizza pita.
What do you think that is? A mozzarella pizza pita.
It's like a Middle Eastern type of sandwich. So it's kind of basically a shawarma wrap.
Could be. Nick?
I think it is a Middle Eastern type of sandwich, possibly a shawarma wrap.
Got it.
Yeah.
With cheese. There's got to be cheese if they're calling it pizza.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pizza with meat and mozzarella, but on a toasted pita.
Oh.
There we go.
So no shawarma.
No.
Well, if you sharks, if y'all were sharks, I know you'd get down. Anyways, what's an idea you've all had that didn't fly?
Do you ever have an idea that didn't fly?
Yeah, I was thinking people would know all the great things I did, but then it's actually cooler if they don't, and I'm the only one that knows it all. That was my idea. I was like, get rich and famous, and pretty stoked that didn't work out because it seems kind of like a hassle. It seems like a lot of responsibility.
Oh my God, I had the worst business idea in like
What was it?
2005. No, it was before that. It was like 2000. Nah, maybe 2004.
What was it?
It was like a pizza place where you could rent DVDs.
Like a Blockbuster pizza?
It was like a Netflix pizza place.
Sick.
And you ordered a pizza and you could like get a movie with the pizza.
I think it's a great idea.
Why is that a bad idea?
I don't know. Have you heard of streaming?
I have.
Like it would be like literally out of business in like 3 years from that point.
Sure.
Yes, it was a good idea at the time, but had I like went through with that with my team, we would be, bankrupt.
I mean, I've had so many bad ideas that we would be here all day. But one that I can think of specifically, shout out to Robin Bechtel, who was the woman who signs Jamie Kenny and I to our record deal at Warner Brothers all those years ago. She's the one that actually introduced us to podcasts and live streaming and Stickcam and all that. So without Robin Bechtel, there'd be no TSM Radio.
So ahead of her time.
She completely
Who
ahead
did
of her
she?
time.
What, she worked for a label?
She worked for Warner Brothers.
I have a vivid memory of when she told us about Twitter.
Yeah.
She's like, you text this phone number.
Right. She taught us everything.
It writes down what you texted.
So Robin was always, her and I would always be like brainstorming on business ideas. And one idea that I had was that when you go to the store, and I hope this is not ahead of your time, okay? You go to the store and you buy peas or corn. They come in a can. And you're looking at a picture of peas and corn. And you're not seeing what's actually inside
this is a great
the
idea.
thing. So my idea was to like sort of white label like a peas and put them in like a clear package. Like for the peas, it would be like the shape of a pea, where you could see the peas inside of the can or see the corn inside of the can. And she and I both thought this was like revolutionary. Like, oh my God, the people would skip past the canned peas if they could see the peas in the fresh
so?
peas
I still
thing.
think it's a great
So
idea.
let me tell you why this was a bad idea.
I could tell you why.
We end up going to a very, very powerful IP lawyer, perhaps the number one guy in the nation if he was dealing with Robin. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to
Intellectual
embarrass
property.
myself any further. But let's just say that he had accounts for like vitamin water, lifesavers. Like if you can think of some kind of thing that was a success, a product that was a success, this guy was one of the guys that helped make that happen. Okay. So Robin secured a meeting for us to go in and pitch whatever we wanted. So here's a bad idea. I had an idea, like you talk about Shark Tank. I was sitting in front of a guy that had I given him a good idea, my life could have changed forever. I could have been anything. I could have literally gone with any idea that would have like flown, and instead I used that meeting to pitch him peas and corn. He did not go for it, and Robin and I left with our Robin and I left with our tails between our legs.
Can I tell you why it's a terrible idea?
Yes.
Yeah.
How many times in your life have you opened up a can of peas and anything but peas came out of the can?
But still,
like, they were always good looking too. Good looking peas, like brown peas.
There was no.
There's no need for it.
There's no need for it.
But I was thinking like also like canned ravioli. Like what if you saw the raviolis?
It's not like an avocado or like. It might be brown on the inside, like it's peas.
I just feel like you shouldn't buy food with a picture of the food. I'd rather see the food.
I think people do buy food nowadays in glass jars because they want to see the food.
But you're only seeing that,
and it's
the
organic.
Peas are on the outside of the jar. The brown ones could be on the inside.
But you could have pitched him like a streaming music streaming.
I could have pitched him anything.
You could have pitched him Netflix.
Yeah, I totally blew it.
You could have pitched him AI.
Blew it. If I could go back, if I could go back in time and redo a meeting, that might be one of the ones that I do, because what a waste of time. And I'm sure this guy laughs about it still to this day. Peas and corn. Like, that's a joke that when I speak to Robin, when we catch up every now and then, we'll catch in and we'll be like, peas and corn.
I got this cool guy from MTV, you know, Stu.
Yeah.
He's
peas and corn.
MTV.
I remember he said to me, he's like, I was like, yeah, and like, you know, you go in the store and you see a picture of peas, and imagine you could actually see the peas and corn. And he's like, are you a farmer? And I was like, no. And he's like, do you have any experience in food? I was like, no. He's like, do you have any experience in packaging? And I'm like, no. He's like, do you have any contacts with people that sell peas or corn currently? And I was like, no. I think we were premature going in there for that meeting. We should have had maybe a few more ducks in a row.
You should have had a farm lined up.
Yeah, should have. I think it was just like one of those like, I have an idea.
We have a lot of charisma.
Peas and corn. Let's just go pitch it.
You show a picture of some guy in overalls named Merle and be like, this is Merle.
The farmer.
He's had a family farm for 10 generations.
All these years later, I kick myself, and I'm like, we were not. And when I say we, I was not prepared to even if he would have said yes, what would happen next? Like, I have no clue.
You know, honestly, that's probably better than like if you had a really good idea and he said no. You would always wonder like what.
Yeah, like what a jerk. How did he sleep on that?
I mean, you've been in plenty of those meetings too, I'm sure, where you had a really good idea and it just didn't work out.
When I was pitching people this podcast,
Lord knows I've had those. Remember when we went to MTV and we were like, "Gonna put me in space?"
Yeah,
should have done it. There's no real bad ideas. There's just bad marketing.
But we had a good meeting.
Yeah,
it wasn't a bad meeting.
It was a great idea. Space camp.
Space camp.
Where like Nick was going to be like the Billy Madison, and like his dad went to space. Now we're going to send him to space.
Yeah, it was a good idea. That was,
still like, should do that.
I'm
I'm down. But
if anyone's watching, if Rod Iasa's watching this,
not only did that get pitched to MTV, but I pitched that to the
NASA.
Charlie Gooden, I think his name was at the time, head NASA administrator.
Yeah, and he liked it
under President Barack Obama. I pitched it to him in his office,
and he liked it in a peas and corn kind of way.
No, it was more like, do you know any farmers?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
It didn't go well.
Anyways, Cable Guy certainly had some bad ideas too, but we won't waste our time with that.
In the meantime, keep flying, and me and everyone else will enjoy the ride from Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, nice to hear from you, Ant-Man.
All right, last one. Want to make it quick. Welcome back. So excited and wondering, does this mean you are back, or just back? I think we all hope back, like for real back.
I think we're back.
When I was a kid, you used to sit in the back of the car.
While you look, there should be an email from a buddy named Mark that wrote in. You should look for that while you talk about this back thing.
I think we're back in so much, and I would even go as far.
But that car.
Yeah. So you sit in the back. You sit in the back
where
seat.
there was a seat that faced out.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Back.
Of course.
People don't know.
Do you know about the back?
So you sit in the front of the car.
My brother and I literally went to school in the trunk of the car.
Oh, that's the back.
Back in the 80s, there were no child safety at all.
No, but in the trunk of a station wagon, there was a seat facing outwards.
I know.
Are you too young for that?
Volvo station wagons had outward seat that faced. My mom had one, and we'd sit in the backpack facing the car behind you.
Yes.
Shout out Volvo.
And you go give the finger, and you do like.
And you did
funny
Like, they
faces,
make faces at you.
wave at them.
You got a stoplight and you're literally staring at.
Yes.
Yes.
That was all you were doing, messing with everybody else.
The backy back.
Yeah.
The back.
Volvo station wagons had the opposite facing.
Did you find that email?
So like a Volvo station wagon, Stu is back.
Yeah, we're back. I think we're back.
Well, shout out to Stu, Cable, Adam, Nick, who is still handsome. Hope we see some other old friends too. Love you guys. TSM for life. Kathy H.
Kathy
H.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yes.
And we have one more. I did find that email.
Good.
All right. This one is
This is an important one to me.
Mark.
Yes, Mark.
Let's see. Pulling for the coach, Stu/Baca.
You need
who
to borrow my glasses?
Well, it's a smaller screen. Who had to leave the team for work. The green team finished the job and won 4-1 in the finals. They are the champs. Charlie scored all 4, including an empty netter in the final minute to seal the victory. The boys did it for their absent coach, who helped create the winning culture through his always positive attitude on the bench. Cowboy Max and the Killer Bee line shut down the other team's top scorers every time they were on the ice.
Let's hear it.
Down 2 men early in the game, goalie Max shut the door and was only beat once on a goal that barely snuck over the line. It was the 1-1 heading into the third, and a very close game throughout. The green team hoists the cup and are anointed champs. Way to go, boys.
All right. I want to first give a round of applause. And for those that are wondering,
way to go, boys.
If you've been following me on social media, which some of you might, at Stu Stone on the Instagram, I have maybe 2 months ago now, a friend of mine, Mark, who just wrote that letter. Congratulations, Coach Mark. He tore his
collarbone?
No, his rotator cuff. Maybe he went for surgery, and he coaches his son's hockey team. And he asked me if I would come help him because he had just had surgery and he couldn't hold the clipboard or whatever. He couldn't fill out. He needed help. So I went to that first game and we lost like 9-0. It was
ice hockey.
Ice hockey. It was not a great showing. But I was so excited just to be there and be on the bench, and because I love hockey. Nick and I used to play on a team together.
So you know enough.
Sounds like you evolved as a coach.
Yeah.
Because when you used to coach me, I would often threaten to slap you.
Big part of hockey.
Still coached us to a championship. Yeah. But I would say that the culture turned the corner as soon as Mark and I got together, and I said to him, do you mind if I come again next week? And next week turned into the next week to the next week to the next week, where we ended up going on this winning streak. They had never lost a game again after that first game. And I, definitely feel like I had an impact on the culture of the team. The kids on the team would run through a wall through Coach Mark and Coach Baca, Max, Cowboy Max, Ryan, Jack, the rest of the team, Charlie, Ryan, Max the goalie, William. Who am I leaving out? Ben, Joey. There's a whole team here of guys.
Sounds like you're just making up names.
I'm not making up names. These are the real names of the guys. They play for the green team. And just today, as his email alluded to, in my absence, because I'm here with doing this, they went and played for the championship and they won.
Wow.
Do you get a ring?
I do.
Because you weren't there.
I do get a ring.
Wow.
Want to see a picture of the ring?
Sure.
Since we've been showing pictures.
You did mention, though, that you coached me to a championship.
I did.
I forgot. Who scored the goal in overtime to win the championship?
Nick did.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
that's right. I did.
That's right.
There's the ring.
Ooh.
That's nice.
That's a nice ring.
That is very nice.
Yeah. Is this the third
it's
time?
It's just so funny to hear you say, like,
yeah.
You may have had influence. Like, energy is so contagious. I guarantee you influence everybody in that room, and that's what happens.
Listen, 3 people that are sitting in here have directly been impacted by my positive influence.
That's what I'm saying.
And my positive energy. Nick Carpenter.
Absolutely.
Cable Guy Jeff and Maverick.
Yes.
All 3 of you.
I can
and
attest.
all 3 of you likewise have inspired me in positive ways. And all the people that wrote in letters to Cable Guy Jeff have inspired me in positive ways. And that's why we're all here, to inspire each other and inspire you in positive ways.
I wouldn't have retired to ride the rails if it wasn't for you.
There you go. I pushed you right onto the tracks.
You did.
Don't be scared to be excited a little bit. It's okay to be stoked and into something.
100%.
It's okay.
This has been another exciting edition of TSM Radio. We will be back to do this again. I promise you that. So if you want to send an email, where can they send it to?
Send it to TSM Radio Jeff at gmail.com.
Trying to see if there's any more pictures that I want to share before the day is up. Let's see. Is there?
I got some of my kids we can go through.
Anybody see Biebercella? You guys
did.
watch that? That was
Yeah.
great. Fantastic. Shout out to Biebs. What's up?
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube.
I do want to shout out.
Strokes are pretty sick.
I do want to shout out Mike, who is behind the scenes in his great studio.
Thank you, Mike.
If you guys want to learn more about the location in which we're shooting these episodes, feel free to reach out to me in DM. I'll pass along that information because it is a great place and a great place that inspires creativity on the regular. So shout out to Mike in the podcast studio. The second floor studios is where we're at right now. Shout out to Nick Carpenter, who will be back again, I hope. Shout out to Cable Guy Jeff, the OG, the god of pod.
The god of pod.
Shout out to Maverick, the artist formerly known as Jesus. Maverick, can you get a My Heavens?
My Heavens.
Don't forget to check out Lettuce on tour. They're playing festivals this summer. They are always playing amazing shows here, there, and everywhere, right?
Yeah, we'll be with the Symphony in Portland, and we'll be at Electric Forest and Halloween. Come on out.
And, of course, get their new record, Lettuce Cooks.
Cook.
Let us cook. Oh, let us cook. I get it.
Please.
Let us cook.
Mm-hmm.
Let us cook.
Mm-hmm.
Let us cook. Of course. And I am Stu Stone of 5-7 Films. Don't forget to check out some of our releases whenever you get a chance. And, of course, don't forget to check out TSM Radio on YouTube. Tell a friend. We'll be back again. I think that went well.
Went great.
For TSM Radio and for all of you, thank you to Maverick for joining us. I am Stu Stone, and I am Oat.
Good night, everybody.
Yo, yo, yo.